I'm going to talk about somebody for a second. I'm going to talk about, this week has been, yesterday was my birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was my birthday, and it was harder than I thought because it was my first birthday that I didn't get a call from. Last year I lost my grandmother last year, and it was the first year that she didn't call me. And I woke up in the morning and I looked at my phone, and there was a solid minute that I was like, oh, why didn't my mom call me? And I have this voicemail from her, or this voicemail. When she passed away last year, when I turned 30, a couple years ago. Not that many. When I turned 30, she got cancer, and I always saw her as an invincible person. So she got sick. My dad got sick, like 2 weeks after that. Cancer. And fuck cancer, yeah. And my dad chose to deal with it, we didn't talk for 2 years because he started drinking to the point of like calling me and being fucking hammered. And I was like, you're not fucking taking chemo, and you're not gonna fit the bourbon bag, and you're making me listen to you die. So we just didn't talk. And the first time that we talked was 2 years later. I talked to my grandmother on Mother's Day. And it was the last time I talked to her. It was Mother's Day last year. I asked her how her Mother's Day was, and she said, kind of shitty. And I told her, I was like, Mom, you didn't call me on my birthday. She was like, yes, I did. I was like, no, you did not. She was like, yes, I did. And there was no voicemail, no nothing. I checked, I was like, Mom, I'm looking at it right now. She's like, well, you were obviously wrong. And the next day, she had a stroke. And my dad called me. He said, I'm in the hospital. I'm gonna put the phone on her chest, and you gotta say goodbye. And I just thanked her for being my favorite person. And she was my favorite person. She could tell stories. I talk a lot, but she told stories in a way that I never wanted to talk. She would pull her feet up underneath her on the couch and drink a cup of coffee and tell you the same story 10,000 times. But it just she was so good at it. And she would change things every time. So it kept it interesting. And after she passed away, I was sitting outside crying, just crying and not knowing, and just being so fucking mad. And I looked down at my phone. I was just going through my phone, just trying to find voicemails, old voicemails of her, that I could just hear her voice. I just wanted to hear it. And it wasn't there the day before, but that day there was a little blue dot next to a voicemail on my birthday. And she did call me, and she left me a voicemail on my birthday. And I waited a month for the memorial. And I was down in her house, and I went into her room, and I got to listen to her say something new for the last time. And I got to hear her say happy birthday to me for the last time. I listened to it yesterday. That didn't go well. A lot of people like to tell you that they're always with you, and I don't know if I believe that, because if she was always with me, I would have heard from her yesterday. Yeah. I would have called her today. And it's really hard. I tell stories about her, and she was the kind of person that would clean houses all week so she could afford, we cleaned houses with her, which seems problematic at 7 years old. People would come home to their apartments and be like, is that a child that could be in my bathroom? And she was like, no, that's not, it's a small person. And Sammy, you missed some pubic hair, good? But she was the kind of woman that would clean houses, scrubbing on her hands and knees all week, just to save enough money to throw a really nice dinner for the people that she just met that week. She would go around and meet people and invite them over to her house. And the happiest she ever was a house full of people. And I usually have more of a prepared story. I shouldn't have gone off the rails like this. But it's Mother's Day, and I don't want to say the same story I always tell.
Have a house of people.
Yeah, this is my house of people. I borrowed a dishwasher once, and she was really stoked on that. I think that sometimes she does pop up in my life, and she does make herself known. Her name was Casey, and she once took the Queen Mary from London to the States. She used to talk about it all the time. Very classy lady. She had furs, but she wore them, and in Florida, that is... What? Yeah, dang. And I remember at Christmas this year, she gave me all her Christmas stuff because she knew I'd be alone and single. And she's like, you're gonna need to set up this little Christmas village. And to be fair, she was right, because when I set up the Christmas village, I was like, I'm a police officer. But good day to you too. And we did like this secret Santa thing, and my sister ended up getting this calendar that was from the 50s, and it had hand-painted, like one-of-a-kind calendar, and we were flipping through it, and we got to May, and we were all pretty bummed, because Christmas was her thing, so it was really quiet. We got to May, and there was a river with a boat, and on the side of the boat, in massive fucking letters, it just said Casey Queen.
Wow.
And we all just were like, you bitch, god damn it. So, I'm gonna play this song, finally. I'm gonna play this song, and we're gonna play a song after this that I wrote after she passed away. I dealt with a lot of depressing thoughts, and I struggled for a second to be here. And the song after this, I don't want to talk before it, because I'm taking up a lot of that right now. And the thing that got me through it was knowing that she would never, that would let her down. And I couldn't do that to her. So this is a song I wrote when I was 30, and this is about everything that was happening when I was 30, and kind of still is happening. And she's a part of this song, and we're going to play this one and another one. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Find me a father who will stick around. One that won't drown in the morning with bourbon and pride. Find me a woman who makes me feel like she did, an unburdened kid on the lawn, running around. Not all too late to try and figure it out, to get it all down on paper, things I want. All I'm trying to do is figure it out. I'm over 30 somehow, here longer than I thought. Working the same job, making tips on the side. Another club, another night. I'm still barely getting by. My sister is a mother with a heart just like ours. nowhere safer than her arms. Who needs a dad with a mom like ours? Now don't turn late to try and figure it out, to get it all down on paper, things I wanted. All I'm trying to do is figure it out. I'm over 30 somehow, yeah, longer than I thought. The clocks have expired. My room is gone tired from holding me up, barely holding me up. I'm balanced and I'm nervous. Everything is hurting from holding me up, barely holding me up. Maybe I should let it fall down. Maybe I should let it all fall. Maybe I should let it fall. I don't get back home much. New York is pretty far. From an ocean to a river, never felt bigger than in the pool in my grandma's backyard. People say cancer more than they used to. I guess I'm not used to saying goodbye. I'm not used to it. Now don't you wait to try and figure it out, to get it all down on paper, things I want. All I'm trying to do is figure it out. I'm over 30 somehow. I never thought I'd make it past 30 somehow. I'm doing everything I can to make it past 30 somehow. I'm here longer than I thought I'd be. Find me a father who'll stick around, one that won't drown in the morning, with purpose and pride.